we're on public radio. That's it's so public that we just go outside and start talking.
Dick and Marty.
Folks, we're live here on Dick and Marty. Thanks for tuning in, and if you're just joining us, ding ding, round one. We're here to talk about wrestling today, and we're talking about a specific subject, and that subject is Brawl for All. You see it on the screen right there. One of the historically worst ideas in professional wrestling history, but one of the most entertaining. Guys, let's talk about it. What we want to talk about the most is who do we think and how do we think a Brawl for All today would fare?
I think in a modern day scenario, you got to go with, well, okay. You think about the competitors you have across all platforms. It's everything. New Japan, everyone. WWE, NXT, AEW. I'm going to go with either a Pete Dunne or a Matt Riddle.
Interesting indeed. Mr. P, if you had to pick somebody you think could win a modern day Brawl for All, could really go ahead and literally beat the shit out of a bunch of other wrestlers, who do you think that would be?
I don't know. It's kind of hard because it's one of those things where, you know, you see your favorite wrestlers in the ring and they're duking it out or they have their persona. And then you go ahead and you see their Twitter or their Facebook and they're fucking at Disney World taking pictures with Dopey and shit. And it's like, damn it. You just took away that image, so you're not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But if
So
it's one of those,
you're saying Johnny Gargano would never win, is what you're trying to say.
I would never choose him. Not in a chance. I don't know. Somebody who you don't really know too much of out of the ring, that looks like maybe he could fight, like Jinder Mahal or some shit.
Jinder Mahal?
Yeah.
Let me give you a quick list of who was in the original Brawl for All. We've got Steve Blackman, Mark Miro, Mark Canterbury, Bradshaw, Brockus, Savio Vega, Darren Drozdoff, Road Warrior Hawk, Bart Gunn, Bob Holly, Quebecer Pierre, Steve Williams, that's Dr. Death, The Godfather Dan Severn, 8 Ball, and Scorpio. Those guys were all in the Brawl for All. Any one of those guys is a badass, right? But every one of those guys made themselves look ridiculous out there, with the exception of Bart Gunn until he fought
Butterbean.
I would have to argue that Godfather, I think he did great, and had he not been stoned when he went up against Bart Gunn and not taking it seriously, I think he could have won it.
Or had he not got knocked out.
Well, he even said he literally went into that match stoned because he thought it was a joke. He said it. Like, he didn't take it seriously, and that's the only reason he went down.
That's a big fucking dude. That's a big ass dude.
Yeah, that's a big son of a bitch, yeah.
That's a real man, yeah.
And he was a bouncer too.
For fun.
Right. Hey, but he was at a titty bar though. I mean, what more fun can you have as a job?
I guess, yeah. I mean, that's where I'm gonna have to go with more of your rough and tough guy. I mean, what about Walter? Let's go NXT UK.
Yeah.
You look at those guys.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say Walter could definitely. He looks like he could whip some ass.
Oh, you know who else? That racist guy that got kicked out. What was his name? The dude with the big ass bald head. What the hell was his name? He was in and out real quick.
You're talking about Lars Sullivan? He was in a gay porn too.
Yeah.
He wasn't a gay porn. This is true.
There's nothing wrong with that. But he made
not at all
some remarks about homophobia and then was in a gay porn. So it's like, okay, interesting.
Hypocrite.
But yeah, there's
the one called Balls for All.
Balls for All?
Balls for All.
So, say we're talking strictly WWE right now. Who wins a Brawl for All?
Main roster?
We'll combine with NXT.
You know, someone who I didn't mention the first time, but Keith Lee.
Yeah, I sort of guy I was about to say that.
It's very telling that we're all naming people from the NXT roster versus the main roster. Someone who I think would be unexpected but would do well. I don't know if he'd win. I think, even though he's a little guy, Chad Gable.
Well, yeah, he wrestled, so he could do it. What about Elias? You think Elias can fight?
Nah. I feel like he's too worried about his hair and his scarves.
He's got some guns.
I mean, I want to say like I think he's worth a lot more than he's been given, but
He is.
I don't know if you could throw down for real. Maybe. I don't. You know what though? When I looked at Bart Gunn, I would never have thought he would have done what he did. Never. I would put all my money on Bob Holly probably.
What about Otis?
No, he can't even pick his arms straight up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, he's talented. He's definitely a great entertainer. He's definitely, for his size, he can do some great things. But I don't see him have that ruthless side to him, like that aggressive side. And I think that's something that you need to have. And you need to have a chip on your shoulder. So it makes it a little tough.
Braun Strowman.
No, actually, no. I think Braun's a lot of show. I think Braun's like a trophy. Like, he's definitely jacked. He's definitely got the good look. He was a muscle builder, but like, difference between lifting weights and looking big and being like pretty. And not saying he's not talented. Not taking away from him. I don't see him as a scrapper. I don't see him as a fighter. He's big. He's gonna get winded quickly. Like, yeah, if he gets a good punch in, sure. But if he misses and he's winded and someone just starts hitting him a few times, we'll see. I don't know.
First round, Braun Strowman and the Bollywood Boys. First round.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to go with Jinder Mahal. He's not even in the match.
He's not even in the match, but he's going to come out jacked up on steroids, full of
acne. Again.
So, right to that. Something we didn't even talk about. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
He's a big.
I don't think he's a fighter.
Nah,
Is it the context? Is it the context that throws you off?
I could, yeah.
All right. All right, let's go over to AEW now. AEW has a Brawl for All best fighter. Who do you think's taking that? And you can include Jack Hager because, come on, let's be real.
That's not fair, but
I was gonna go Jack Hager, but I actually think Hangman Page.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that. I honestly don't think at all.
I think he's definitely more redneck, which I think is a little more toughness.
Can we say that? Can we say that on
well, he's white. He's white.
I can say that. It's okay.
I'm gonna get out of the studio now. For
Karens are allowed. Karens are allowed to say it.
I mean, you can bleep that out. Just bleep it out. No, they won't know what I said. That would be better.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's also just, you think about size and reach. He's got a bigger frame than most of the guys there. I mean, like, you want to go like, okay, you look at like a Darby Allin or Orange Cassidy, they're gonna take a beating. I mean, okay, Luchasaurus, he's maybe another guy.
That was my pick. My pick.
I could definitely see him beating the shit out of a lot of people in AEW.
He turns on Marco for no reason.
I mean, but then you also got to think, is Luchasaurus really just Seth Rollins in a dinosaur mask running around another company? I don't know.
I mean, we saw him on the cruise, him and his hot girlfriend. So it definitely wasn't Seth Rollins, but that would be cool. What do you think about an interpromotional? You fight the two, WWE, NXT, whatever, and AEW. Who wins then? Or who's in your finale? Are those the two you picked?
That's rough. I mean, I would love to see maybe, okay, not for that I think they'd get this far, but I'd love to see a Chris Jericho fighting a Roman Reigns like in a fist fight. I don't know why, but in a straight up Brawl for All boxing match, I would love to see that.
Those would be the softest punches ever.
I love Chris Jericho, but I think he'd get his fucking clock cleaned.
Yeah.
He's definitely a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, humble.
Yeah.
is a word that's thrown around a lot these days.
I mean, also like seeing a Luchasaurus and or let's actually flip it up and not even go to any of those. Lance Archer taking out like a Keith Lee in a fist fight.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Sean Spears, but I think he's a scrapper. I don't know if he can go to the distance, but I think he's a scrapper. Santino and Ortiz.
Yeah. What about Scorpio Sky?
I think he's an athlete. I don't think he's a scrapper.
Too old?
I don't think it has to do with maybe. I mean, yeah, he's definitely slower, but I think he's more of an athlete and not a scrapper. And I think it takes a scrapper to win something like this. Like Barkan he was athletic, but he was a scrapper. He was rough. Like, Bradshaw, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. But like you look at some of the people from the first one who did well, they were scrappers. Just tough guys who could take a hit and then throw one out. And so you look at people who could take hits. So you think about people who get hurt and keep going. Like we even mentioned it, but maybe Kenny Omega would do well. I don't know. But in a WWE scenario, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go back to like a Pete Dunne or a Matt Riddle. Like I'll honestly probably Matt Riddle. Like the guy's in great shape. He's rough.
But Matt Riddle has previous fighting experience, though, doesn't he? So
amateur.
Isn't it a bit unfair?
He's very amateur.
Yeah,
if that's the case, it'd be Brock Lesnar versus Jake Hager.
Why can't we do Jake the Snake on AEW and then Hugh Morris on WWE?
Because Hugh Morris got fired for being a bully.
All right, what about? I was gonna say Finlay too, but he got the can too.
I mean, you want to go that route? Steven Regal is a badass.
True.
Yeah, but he can barely walk now. He could barely walk.
Yeah, it's getting. I mean, if you really think Jake the Snake could still go and fight someone.
All right, what about DDP?
Would you fight Jake the Snake?
Right now? No.
Right now.
No, probably not.
I would.
10 minutes in, he'd decide I'm going to take a drink, and then it's all over.
I wouldn't fight him because he looks like...
Just swirl it around so you can get tempted. Come on, Jake. Come on, Jake, you know you want it.
He looks like a stab you. He definitely looks like a stab.
Jake, you know you want this.
Who I think would do well, who's not necessarily an active wrestler? Chavo Guerrero.
No.
Really? Are you fucking
Hell no.
serious?
Maybe Vicky, but not Chavo.
I think he could scrap. I think he can throw down.
You gotta be like 100 fucking degrees right now.
Wait, what was that to do with the weather? What's the weather have to do with anything?
Latino heat.
Oh, didn't.
Oh no, it really is hot as fuck outside of this apartment. But
I mean, if we're gonna have to go with like an all-time winner, I mean, I don't know. I guess I keep going back to Pete Dunne. I guess maybe it just says Pete Dunne, or like what we said, a Walter. I could see a Walter like tearing through some people.
Yeah, Walter for sure.
Okay, what about a brawl for all modern day Hulk Hogan versus like in his heyday Hulk Hogan versus in his heyday John Cena?
I think Cena knocks him out.
I mean, yeah, like you never heard anyone compliment Hogan on his strength, just his size. Cena was never about his size; it was always about his strength. Everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's strength, like he can do some shit." I can see Cena getting a good hit in and knocking him out. Like
Mark Henry versus The Big Show.
Oh shit! There you go.
That's an interesting one, right? Like, but that's okay. You're gonna go fighting. Mark Henry got bigger reach. So if Brawl for All is more boxing, or not Mark Henry, sorry, Big Show got a bigger reach. He's gonna be able to get him. I mean, if Mark Henry got a hold of him, and that was the type of match you're having, then yeah, Mark Henry maybe. But I'm gonna go Big Show.
How about this? They were friends, Scott Norton and Road Warrior Hawk.
I'm gonna go Hawk.
I don't know, man. Scott Norton was a fucking beast.
Yeah, I don't. Scott. I mean, man, I don't know.
There's never been a better power bomb than Scott Norton.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to be the referee. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It's not one of the twins.
Aubrey Andrews or Earl Hebner.
Oh, I think Earl. He's old school. I think Earl full cocks back, closed fist punches her right in the face.
Here's one.
A woman doesn't stand up to me.
Here's one. Tony Khan or Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon, dude. That guy works out to this day.
Jacked. At one point, he was
totally jacked.
And so maroon.
He gets mad if he can't work out. Literally, he's like upset. To this day, if he cannot work out, he's mad.
Wild. Undertaker and Kane. That's the sound of celebratory fireworks going off in the air. It's a Dick and Marty parade happening, but we can't attend it because we've got to record.
Yeah. Business before pleasure.
Undertaker versus Kane, both modern day, or both.
What era? What era are we talking? I mean, Kane's a basketball star. I guess Undertaker was too, right? Yeah, I think so.
We're talking both of them in their heyday. Period. Some big dudes.
But okay, Undertaker and Mark Calloway, I think is a little tougher. Just for the fact that the guy has dealt with so much physical pain and won't show it. I think he can take a lot more hits and keep coming at you. So I'm going to go with Undertaker. And that's not an easy one. I mean, Kane's a badass himself, but I mean, he left to become a mayor, and Undertaker's still one hip, one kneecap, still going out there.
All right. Well, how about this? Let me lay one last one on you. Gilbert versus Goldberg. The final dream match. But it's modern day Goldberg versus Gilbert in his heyday. So you get some sort of chance there.
Gilbert. I mean, Goldberg is.
Gilbert, rest in peace. Gilbert, rest in peace.
Are you kidding me?
He's dead.
Oh, is he dead? Goes to show how much we know about wrestling.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, I think he meant rest in peace against Goldberg.
No, Gilbert. He died.
That works too.
Oh boy. Well,
Dwayne the Rock Johnson versus Rocky Maivia. This is going off the rails now. This is now turned into WWE in your house for the PlayStation 1.
This is This is turned into a get out of my house.
Folks, this is what happens when you're on day 745 of quarantine.
Yep.
And no longer have money to pay for internet.
No internet. If there's no internet, there's no Dick and Marty.
That's not true. Hotspots.
Right.
Mobile hotspots.
Also, we're on public radio. That's it's so public that we just go outside and start talking. It's live public radio. There's no necessary need or necessity needed when you're listening to Dick and Marty.
You know the great thing about Chicago public libraries? While they may be closed, their Wi-Fi has not been turned off. If you get close enough, you can see their Wi-Fi. Helpful tip for all you kids out there.
You can do that at McDonald's too.
That's horrible.
If you're trying to steal the Wi-Fi from me, you're going to have a hard time because I'm stealing it from my neighbor. We're live, Dick and Marty.
Dick and